One of the biggest reasons why people quit diets is because of frustration with weight fluctuations. We have this idea in our head that if we decide to go on a diet, the weight just has to go consistently down. And what people don't seem to always realize, more people than you would imagine don't realize that it's incredibly normal for your weight to fluctuate. So if you're one of those people that sees the scale stay still for a while or go up and you want it to go down, I want to tell you that yes, this is frustrating, but this is normal. Hello, and welcome to the Core Podcast. We're your hosts, Alina Keller
and Shannon Polson.
I'm a precision nutrition certified coach.
And I'm a NASM certified personal trainer for over 13 years. We support women 30 years old and over to pursue health through realistic nutrition and fitness strategies. Our passion is to help you find that smile when you look in the mirror, find freedom when you eat, and joy in moving your body.
Make sure to subscribe for your bi-weekly dose of doable health tips, practical advice, and so much more. It's the health education you wish you'd had.
Hello and welcome to The Core. In today's episode, we are going to talk about, or I should say, ask the question, is all weight gain fat gain? Eleni, elaborate, please.
All right. Okay. So I want you to imagine a situation for a moment. Okay. You have decided that you want to lose some weight and you get on a diet. However you do this, hopefully you're not doing a crazy intense diet. So let's assume for a moment that you're doing a balanced diet, that you're not going crazy. You're not trying to lose 5 pounds in a week. Okay. So you're on a deficit and you're on point. So you're being consistent, you're eating the way you're supposed to eat, you're working out regularly, you are legitimately doing everything that you're supposed to be doing to lose fat, and your weight stalls, or even worse, it goes up. What the heck just happened? Now, I know you've been there. I have been there many, many times. And 9 times out of 10, when this happens, where people go is, this diet isn't working. My metabolism is broken. I need a supplement. Or can I do a special workout to make me lose weight again? Like, you want something to get you out of what you see as a problem. But here's the thing, it's not a problem. Even though lots of these influencers and programs and these big things will have you believe that, oh, you didn't lose weight one day, your metabolism is broken, let me fix you, or it's your hormones, let me give you a supplement, or try my diet because you will never plateau again. I mean, this marketing works to get you to buy something, but this is not a problem. Weight fluctuations are normal. Fluctuating 1 to 2% of your body weight is completely normal, and it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with fat. One of the biggest reasons why people quit diets is because of frustration with weight fluctuations. We have this idea in our head that if we decide to go on a diet, the weight just has to go consistently down. And what people don't seem to always realize, more people than you would imagine don't realize that it's incredibly normal for your weight to fluctuate. So if you're one of those people that sees the scale stay still for a while or go up and you want it to go down, I want to tell you that yes, this is frustrating, but this is normal. And the reason why this is frustrating is because as humans, we want to feel in control. We want to know what's going to happen and why it's going to happen. We want to believe that if we do A and B, we're going to get to point C in a guaranteed straight line. That's just not how life works. It just isn't. So we would love to just have our weight go down all the time, but intellectually we understand that that isn't logical. That just doesn't make sense. But you need to look at your weight as a trend. Looking at your weight every day, and unless you have some sort of eating disorder or a emotional issue with the scale, for most people, stepping on the scale every day is important data. This is just something, it's like the speedometer on your car. You are driving And you glance at that just to, see where you're going. Are you at the right speed? If you stare at that, you're probably going to crash. So that's not the point. And it's exactly the same thing with your weight. If you only focus on the number on the scale, you're going to get derailed and you're going to crash in your health. But that number is there to give you data. And day-to-day data, that's just it. It's just a number. Over time, and when I mean over time, I don't mean 3 days. Okay. People will say, oh, I dieted for 3 days and nothing changed. Well, 3 days isn't anything.
Oh my gosh.
3 days, it's not enough. So when I say over time, 2 to 4 weeks, and I would say like 4 to 8 weeks is better, but at least 2 to 4 weeks, that's when you start to see a trend. And so today we have a lot to cover. Okay. We are going to see types of weight change, reasons why our weight fluctuates, and what kind of trends do we usually see with weight fluctuation. So let's get to it. So first, types of weight change. There are basically 2 ways that our weight is going to change: acute weight change or chronic weight change. Now, we're going to see this better when I talk about trends, but for now, I just want to define these 2 things so that when we get to the trends, you understand what we're talking about. So acute change is those daily cyclical changes that we see. So these are the ups and downs and stalls that happen every few days or throughout the day. So out of curiosity, if you want to weigh yourself one day, 3 times a day, just to see what happens. Now, please don't do this consistently. This is just for you to do one time just to see what I'm talking about. So what is an acute weight fluctuation? Is when you wake up, and this is a great experiment to do before you pee or before you poop as well. Like step on the scale, see what the number is, then pee and go back on. Your weight changed. Was it fat? No, it was literally water. You had a big meal a few days ago and you desperately have to poop, and weigh yourself before and after. It's very satisfying. I know it sounds weird, but sometimes we need to get this data so that we can have a little less emotion with the scale. So these are acute changes. This is one number that's going to go up and down based. This isn't fat loss. That was literally peeing or pooping and your weight changed. So this is what we call an acute weight change. These are the ups and downs and stalls. They're going to happen every few days and throughout the day. Listen, some people can have a weight increase of up to like 7 pounds in one day from like water weight. Now, is everybody like that? No, but this can happen and it's normal. Now, the other type of weight change is the chronic weight change. So this is the trend over time. So with at least 2 to 4 weeks, you start to see a trend. Now, when you look at, and here is where weighing yourself every day is really helpful, because the more data points you have, the better you see this trend. So you start to see a trend over time. And if you are trying to lose fat, you're going to see that even though there are ups and downs, your weight is going down. If you are in maintenance, there are up and downs, but your weight is staying stable. It's the average is a straight line. So if you're in a fat loss phase, your average is a downward line and there are ups and downs in your data points. In maintenance, your average is a straight line. There are ups and downs in your data points. And if you're bulking, your average is a line going up with ups and downs in those data points. And we have to separate our emotions from these acute changes in our weight. So we're going to see that acute changes, they do not indicate progress or success. Chronic trends, that's where you have to put your attention and your effort into. Now that we know the types of weight change, what are some reasons for weight fluctuation that have nothing to do with fat? So most people think that if their weight changes, it's a reflection of fat loss or gain. And this is why people go crazy for these like 5-day diets, like lose 5 pounds in 5 days, lose 10 pounds in 5 days. You guys, that's water. Your body will not dispose of 5 pounds of fat in 5 days. That is just not doable. Okay. Some fat, sure. 5 pounds of fat in 5 days? No. Equally, you won't gain 5 pounds of fat or muscle or any of that stuff in 5 days. So we have to separate ourselves from this crazy idea and understand that this isn't true most of the time. And when I say most of the time, I mean at least 90% of the time. These acute weight fluctuations do not have anything to do with fat. And I'm going to show you a few reasons that your weight could fluctuate that have nothing to do with fat. So let's go. One reason could be salt intake. Now, how much salt you eat on average is going to determine what eating more salt means for you. So when you eat more salt than you usually eat, you're going to hold on to more water. When you hold on to more water, the number on the scale is going to go up. Conversely, if you eat less salt than you usually consume, you're going to hold on to less water and your weight is going to go down. This has to do with water retention. It's not fat. It's just your body holding on to more or less water based on what you ate. Another one is carb intake. And yes, I am going there. I'm doing this.
Okay, hold on tight.
So carbs, it comes from their name, carbohydrate, hydrate. Okay, that's a great way to think about what carbs do. Carbs are like a sponge. When you eat more carbs, you hold on to more water because that's their job. Carbs hold water. If you eat less carbs, you're going to hold on to less water. And this is why when people go on diets like the keto diet, initially there is a massive decrease in their weight. I said weight, I didn't say fat.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, the weight goes down because you're losing a lot of water that the carbs you ate were holding on to. But then that weight loss suddenly stops. Why? Because at some point, you're going to stop losing water. Your body is 70% water. You're not going to keep losing water compulsively. So at some point, you're going to stop losing water and you're going to start losing fat. Losing fat is much slower than losing water. So if you have a meal that was heavier in carbs or a day that was heavier in carbs, and again, we love carbs. Carbs are not bad. There's nothing wrong with carbs. But if you have a day or a meal that you ate a lot of carbs, your body is holding on to more water. So you're going to weigh more. You didn't gain fat. It's just water. And again, the opposite is true. If you have a day that for some reason you didn't eat a lot of carbs, you're holding on to less water. So most of these quick diets that will say like lose 5 pounds in 5 days, most of these diets, and Shannon's rolling her eyes, most of these diets, they slay your carb intake. Why? Because they are making you lose all this water weight. And then you feel like, oh my goodness, was amazing. No, it wasn't. You just lost water.
Right. So let's keep in mind too that there's 3,500 calories in a pound of fat.
Yeah.
So if you lost 5 pounds in 5 days, that's a calorie deficit of over 17,000 calories. So basically, like Ailini said,
it's
you're
just not possible.
eating. Yeah,
it's not only that you're not eating and you are making your body expend an inordinate amount of energy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's
right?
just,
Yeah. So that's, yeah, it doesn't happen.
You'd be a really sad individual if you had to go on that 5-day diet. Just don't.
So another reason why your weight can fluctuate is when you eat later at night than usual. And again, usual depends on what the norm is for you. So eating late at night isn't bad in itself. Different people eat at different times. Personally, I have to stop eating 3 hours before I go to bed because I have nightmares if I eat and go to bed. However, I know people that their last meal is like 10:30 at night, and then they go to sleep and they sleep fine. So later than usual, it depends on what's normal for you. But when you eat later than usual, there is more food in your system. So you're going to be heavier the next morning, not because you gained fat, but because it takes our body a while to digest food. 2 to 5 days from the moment you eat to the moment that you excrete this food, it takes 2 to 5 days. So if you eat later than usual, the time it takes for this digestion to start you have more food in your system when you went to weigh in the morning. And the opposite is also true. If you weigh yourself earlier than you usually do, you are also probably going to be heavier because your body usually has X hours to do a digestion process, and you're giving it less time. So there's more food in different parts of your body. So this is just a give and take of these two reasons, eating later and weighing in earlier. You'll find that if you create an eating routine where you kind of always stop eating at the same time every day, and you weigh yourself in at the same time every day, you're going to have much more consistent data day to day to really see what's going on. If you eat at odd hours every day, you never know when your next meal is. And if you weigh yourself at different times, these data points, they're always going to be a little off because, again, your weight is going to fluctuate throughout the day. So when you weigh yourself, you want to be as accurate as possible with your timing, especially your weigh-in time, so that you kind of stay in that range of your routine. This doesn't always happen, right? But you have like a party and you went out and you ate later than usual. Just know that you didn't gain fat because you enjoyed a friend's party. No, you just ate later and you probably ate more salt. You probably ate more carbs. So, your body is holding on to some water and some food. That's fine. Another reason why you may have gained a little bit of weight from one day to the next is that food stays in our system, like I said, from 2 to 5 days. So if you have to poop, you're going to weigh more. And again, this is a really fun experiment. Hey, you have to
Do it. Everyone do it. We
right?
want
I mean, close the door. But
homework.
homework, yeah, everybody do this. So you have to use the bathroom. Okay, step on the scale, use the bathroom, go back up. You are going to see a difference. Why? Because that is food mass that you're eliminating from your body. It's not fat. It's just part of the natural process of being a human. We all do it.
Mm-hmm.
Another big one for women, and we've talked about this so many times, is our menstrual cycle.
Oh,
We
yes.
have to remember that our bodies have a natural cycle that impacts our weight. Some women have a fluctuation of up to 10 pounds from one week to the next. It's not fat, it's just a cycle. So, for all the women listening, pay attention to your cycle. Learn what the pattern is for your body. During your cycle, you're going to have periods with more hunger and less hunger, more water retention, less water retention, more energy, less energy, and that is normal. And knowing that and anticipating that is going to go a long way into curbing your emotional response to the scale. You know that this is part of your cycle and it's going to happen, and you just stay the course and it's going to go down again. That's just what happens.
And I think one thing to keep in mind too is even for the ladies out there that have experienced or are in the process of experiencing menopause, you still have a cycle.
Yes.
So to keep this all in mind, regardless of what age you're at, we all experience that cycle.
Yes. Another thing that influences your weight that's not fat is exercise. So when you lift weights, you're essentially damaging your muscles. And what makes muscles grow is the process of damage and repair. However, when you are damaging your muscles, when you're lifting heavy things, your body uptakes nutrition and water. So when you lift heavy, especially when you do like big groups like legs, it's so normal to have a heavy leg day and weigh more the next day. Why? Because your muscles are storing more water, they're storing more glycogen to do this process of repairing and increasing. So again, it's not fat, it was just a heavy exercise day, and this water is going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And another one is stress. This is the last point that we're going to talk about in weight gain. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, stress isn't bad in itself. Stress is part of life. Some stress is normal. We all have stress. The problem comes with excess and chronic stress. Now, there is a lot of marketing out there. There are a lot of programs that are going to try to sell a diet or a program to eliminate your stress, get rid of the plateau, and make you lose weight. Yeah, that's all BS, okay? Stress does not make you gain fat. Okay, adrenaline, cortisol, which are the two big stress hormones, that's not what makes you gain fat. Your response to stress dictates your fat gain. So if you're a stress eater, being very stressed is going to mean that you're eating more. Now, that being said, when the cortisol increases in your body, you hold on to water. Cortisol increase leads to water retention, and the scale is going to go up. Again, it's water, it's not fat. So when you lower your stress, that water is going to be flushed out. So stress doesn't make you gain fat, but it does make you retain some water. So the takeaway for these things is that your weight fluctuates. Take a step back. Stop being so emotional. Stop being so judgmental with yourself. Look at the data. If your nutrition and your movement are on point, look through these options. Most likely, one of these things is making your weight fluctuate. And more importantly, look at the trend, not at the points, and stay on course. So we're going to finish off quickly on a few trends in fluctuation. Now, I'm just going to talk about fat loss in this one, okay? But we want it to be a straight line down. We just want to slash it and say, okay, it's a straight line down, and that's how you lose weight. That's not how it works, okay? Fat loss, it is a downward trend with ups and downs. And there are three common ways that our weight fluctuates. Now, how I name them is ladder, staircase, and roller coaster. Okay. So the ladder is, just imagine that it is going sideways. So there's a big dip, and then it stalls and goes up, and then a big dip and up, a big dip and up. So this is a cycle of a drop, a stall, and a gain. Now, maybe the loss is a few days or a week with consistent loss. And the same with gain. Maybe you gain a little bit for a few days. This is a super, super common pattern, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. This is normal as long as the trend keeps going down. So you lose, say, 3 pounds, and then you gain 1, and then or 2, and then you lose another 3 or 4, and then you gain 1. So you see that what you gain, if what you gain is always less than what you're losing, you're going in a downward trend. And that up and down, that's completely normal. Most people quit when it's going up or when it stalls, because you give into your emotions. You say, oh, this diet isn't working. I'm gaining weight. This diet isn't working. And then you eat like a crazy person. Well, don't do that. Look at the things that we talk about. Look at the reasons why your weight might be going up. And if you keep on with your program, you're going to start seeing this trend, and you're going to be able to anticipate when this happens. The second one is a staircase. Now, this one, so many people go into this one using the word plateau, and I hate this word. Okay, it's not a plateau. What happens is, for many people, their pattern of fat loss is it stays the same for a while, and then there's a big drop, and then it stays the same, big drop, same, big drop. Now, that's why it kind of looks like a staircase. And I hate the word plateau, okay? Personally, I only use plateau for maintenance, and it's a good plateau. Anyway, these stalls, these straight lines, is where a lot of people quit. This is where people say, oh, do you have a special workout that I can do to get out of this plateau? I mean, please. Or, is there a supplement that you can give me so that I can get out of the plateau? Oh, should I slash 300 extra calories to get out of the plateau? No, no, no. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. It's going to stay there for a little bit. It's going to be a big drop. Stay a little bit, big drop. Some people, that's the pattern that they have. And once you stay consistent, don't give up on the diet. Don't change your workouts. Stay consistent. You're going to see this pattern. And again, you're going to start anticipating it. The last one is what I call the roller coaster, which honestly is one of the most frustrating, in my opinion, because these people, they really get upset in the beginning. However, it's also super rewarding because it's also normal. So this roller coaster is, you have a big dip, and then you have a little increase and a stall, and then another big dip, a little increase and a stall, another big dip, little increase and a stall. And when these increases and stalls happen, that's when people quit. Stop, quitting. Just
Mhm.
understand that if you stay the course, if you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, this cycle is going to repeat itself and you're going to be able to predict it. Because here is the absolute truth. You are not going to lose weight every day or every week. Before and after pictures are super fun. Hey, I post before and after pictures, but these are not the norm to have these things happen in a week or 6 weeks. Okay. People that lose a lot of weight very quickly, they usually gain it all back. What you
Mhm.
want to do is lose over time. Think of this. A pound a week is 52 pounds in a year. How many people legitimately need to lose 52 pounds? So if you go into your diet with this mentality that I have to lose a pound a week, it's your body does not have that much to let go of that quickly.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Most people don't have to lose all of that. And again, it's well documented that if you lose weight too quickly, you tend to gain it back and then some.
Yep.
So it's important to understand slow and steady works better in the long term. It takes more patience. But my question to you is, what do you really want? Do you just
Mhm.
want to lose the weight, or do you want to keep the weight off forever? If
Mhm.
you want to
Mhm.
keep the weight off forever, you need to understand that fluctuations are normal and that you have to have patience. If you just want to lose the weight and you don't care about gaining it back later, then just do whatever you want. We don't care.
Yep. Yep. See you later.
So if you want support in this journey, I am happy to help you. You can check out the website. I have some coaching options and working on this slow and steady, figuring out your pattern and working to always keep you in the right trend, not necessarily losing weight every single day.
Yes, I want all of America to listen to everything that you just said. Oh, the diet industry would be just pissed off though. They'd be like,
Yeah,
"No,
we would break it.
don't tell them what actually works."
Yeah,
Um,
no.
no, that
Oh,
was
Shannon,
awesome.
that's why we're not millionaires. We should have,
Mhm.
instead of doing a podcast where we're honest with people, we should just sell them a program that's going to magically make everything
Yeah,
better. A pill.
sometimes,
Let's
yeah.
invent a pill.
Yes, yes, just not care about anything or anybody.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Anyway, that's
Um,
not us.
no, definitely not us. Well, the fun thing about this episode is all of those amazing tips that Alini just went over, and that she is also offering a download cheat sheet to check out possible reasons why your weight is up. So, just taking a peek at the tips that she mentioned, if you're fluctuating your weight, why? Why is that happening? So, a fun little cheat sheet for you to download at thecore.com. And let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any feedback on that cheat sheet, anything that maybe you might find, maybe some trends within your cycle and why you are experiencing, hopefully, just I know that it's always wanting to be a straight line, but just, some swerves in your journey. So hopefully it's going well for you, but we are here to help if you need anything.
Yes, we are. And to finish off, I just want to leave you with what we're going to talk about next time. We are going to talk about 3 planes of motion in exercise. And what does this mean? Planes, not in airplanes. So we're going to talk about
That was actually good. Yeah. I saw, yeah. Some people are like, what? Sweet.
what is that? No, it's not
Fitness
actually airplane.
vacation.
So what does this mean for our workouts? How we can incorporate it? Why this is important? And if you are already consistently working out, how you want to look out for this and incorporate this in your workouts. So we will see you next time.
All right. Thank you.